Oh boy, my light is kind of showing horribly on this. Let me just move it off to the side. Maybe I should put something underneath it so it doesn't reflect like that. Let's see if that works. Probably not. That's better. Awesome. All right, let me just get my computer going here. Let us know where you're watching from. That would be great. Let me see, I've got one person on here right now crafting with me. Awesome. Hey Carol, how are you doing? Awesome, Carla's here. Hey Carla. Just gonna put in a comment here. All right, there we go. All right, so we've got a couple people on right now. This is what we're gonna make tonight. I had an extra home decor piece left over from my July stamp retreat. So I thought I would do it a little bit differently than this one, of course, with a different color palette. So that's what we're going to be making together tonight. It goes fairly easy, but you know, who knows? I'm gonna use a whole different color palette, and I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna go over a few things that I've got going with you guys. If you're on my email list, I did send out a couple different emails in the last week or two. One relating to World Card Making Day and another one for a Halloween class that I'm doing. I also will be most likely sending out my card club email, most likely on Monday because I have to work Saturday and Sunday. And Monday morning, I'm gonna hike on a very small hike with my friend. We haven't hiked in a while. We're gonna do a sunrise hike. So we're gonna start out in the dark with our headlamps, which reminds me I need my headlamp for tomorrow. So I'm working a balloon festival and we're parking cars, our department. So it doesn't sound like very much fun. But it will be a really nice day here in Vermont tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Sunday a little bit cloudy, and then Monday rain in the afternoon. So hopefully we can get our sunrise hike in, and hopefully there's the sunrise. But anyway, like I said, we're going to be working on this tonight, but I'm going to go over a few different things. I announced my host code a couple days late. I'm like, if I'm ever on time with a host code, it's like a miracle. So I did send an email out about September host code, which is the multi-purpose liquid glue bottle of that. So when you do place an order on my website, if it's $40 to $149.99, make sure you use that host code. This host code is always on my website. It's on the right side of my website or my blog. So it's always there. I think it's up high, so you can see it with a picture of the liquid glue, which kind of looks like this, but you can see mine is like filthy. But that's what I'm giving away for the month of September. It will be mailed to you in the month of October when I close out the host code on September 30th. So that is that. Multi-purpose liquid glue. You can always a staple in my craft room. And another thing we're doing for October 2nd, but this one has an action date of September 22nd, and that is my World Card Making Day, which you can come craft with me for 2 hours in person locally where I work at the town hall, where I've got a room there, or we can do it via Zoom. So I'll have my laptop with us at the town hall. So we'll be crafting for a couple hours on World Card Making Day. So I am focusing on the kits. And if you're not familiar with the kits, this is a little thing I actually sent out to my in-person class members. The kits collection is here. There's so many different ones, and they're always on a kind of a first come, first serve. So when they're sold out, they're sold out, and they may bring in another one. But I did see on the clearance rack a really nice Christmas kit collection, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's really nice. You might want to check out the clearance rack. I'm not sure if it's still there. It was there yesterday. So one of the girls that will be coming in person, she's a new stamper. That's what she picked. And I wondered where she got it from. So I checked out the clearance rack, and sure enough, there's one there. So make sure you always check out the clearance rack. You never know what is going to be there. So in order to do the World Card Making Day with me, if you're on my team, don't order the kit through me. Make sure you order it through yourself. You can still participate with me either in person or via Zoom. But if you're a customer or if you're another demonstrator that you want to come craft with us, this is the host code that you need to use. It's GJ7KDEBQ. This I need to actually put on my blog, which I haven't done that yet, but I did send out an email on this. So if you're on my email list, you did get this. So what you need to do is you need to, let me just pull in here. You need to respond to my invitation. It just tells me that you're going to be coming. And then after you do that, you need to place your order. And this is wrong, sorry. Go to stampinup.com and the host code is this one here. I just forgot, so I guess a copy and paste didn't work. It's just missing a couple characters. So GJ7KDEBQ. You need to order by September 22nd because I think that will be enough time for you to get your kits 10 days delivered to you. So that is that. Next is, let's see. I got my Halloween class, so if you're a subscriber to my YouTube channel, you probably saw this. I did do uploaded a video, I think it was yesterday, yeah, last night. So I am doing a fabulous mega class to go. I've never done a Halloween class before, so I am super excited about that. It's $55 and that includes shipping. And you do receive almost $30 worth of Stampin' Up! Products that you will use with your class, and you're going to have a ton of extra product left over for future projects. So it will also include all the die or the cardstock, all the dies that are in the projects here, and envelopes too. So let's just look at these really quick because seeing this in person is, or, maybe live is much better than, if you just saw a blog post. Metallic mesh ribbon, this is 10 yards. You'll have a full bolt of that. The adhesive, these are really fun. They're Cute Stars adhesive back sequins. They come in paper, I keep saying paper pumpkin. Oh my goodness. Pumpkin pie, Highland Heather, and Shimmery Black. They're super fun adhesive back sequins. And then these are all the dies I'm going to be using in this class. I do all the die cutting for you guys. And I think there's 11 die cuts or 12 here. I love this little owl. It's so stinking cute. And this tree really makes a really frightful tree. So that is all the dies I'm going to be using. The stamp set is called Clever Cats. If you don't already have this one, I highly suggest it for Halloween. It is super fun, and honestly, you could use this for, other kind of animal, like cat cards, like maybe even a cat sympathy card, and just change up the greeting. If someone lost your pet, you want to send them a thinking of you card, this little cat would work. But anyway, oh my God, that was a really weird scenario, isn't it? Anyway, Clever Cats, and you can add that on to your order. Excuse me. The paper pack here, it's really fun. It's got lots of course, Halloween themed. But there's also some stripes and polka dots as well. So this is really super fun. It's called Cute Halloween 6x6 Designer Series Paper Pack. And you're going to get a full, complete excuse me, complete pack. So you can see this is all the paper I have left over from these kits. Now I've only made one of each of the cards, and of course you'll be making 2 of those. So let's kind of look at the projects. This is a really cute gift card holder that, as you can see, is tied and secured with the metallic mesh ribbon. Here's an area that you can write, and your gift card goes in this little slot here. The tombstone treat boxes are super fun too. So I use the metallic mesh ribbon to secure it all together because we don't want our treats falling out. And this is food safe, so you could put a cookie in there. Of course, I would probably put it in a cello bag. And then it closes up cute. It does stand up like this as well. And if you want to get really super fancy, you could actually decorate both sides. But I did stamp on the Highland Heather die cut label. I added a little witch's hat and a little cobweb behind there and a highlight of the pumpkin pie. And you can see I've got the shimmery stars here as well. So that's really super fun. And then these are the treat boxes. So they come like this. You'll receive 2 of these. And then on the gift cards, you'll make 2 of them as well. So I'll ship this together. And then the card projects, here they are. So it's Halloween. And here's that little stinking cute owl. And I just added the spiders here coming down. And then here's the matching envelope. We're definitely going to be matching or adding our designer series paper to our envelope flaps. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is, hey, my tail says it's the twitching hour. Super fun cat. We use Memento black ink. So that's probably in your craft room, so you wouldn't really need to go out and buy that. Here's the envelope flap for this one. Alrighty. And then this is super fun too. Have a perfect Halloween. Here's a little image here. It's like a cat and a mouse or a combination of a bat. I'm not really sure, but I did fussy cut it out and put it up with a dimensional there. Use some more of the white and black designed paper. And on the inside, we got a cute little strip of that paper. Flirty Flamingo is the color of this pink color here. So that's kind of neat to see that in Halloween colors. It's something different. And then finally the Hey Crazy Cat. This one's really fun. I created this small little bow, and I didn't even use the 10-second bow maker on this one because the metallic mesh ribbon really makes nice bows. And it's super tiny, so I just added it to the tail of the cat with a glue dot. Have a perfect Halloween. And then here is the polka dotted paper, which is lined underneath here, underneath this little kind of tag there. So anyway, that is my Halloween class. You'll make 8 cards, 8 cards, 2 tombstone treat boxes, and 2 gift card holders. And you'll get all that product and have a ton left over, and it's $55, which includes shipping. So super great deal in time for Halloween. And that is my first ever Halloween card kit 3D project offering. So you need to order this by September 20th. It does close at 8 o'clock. And the link is on my my blog, inspiredbygram.com. All right, what else do I have here? I have, and let me see if she's on. Carol Schaefer sent me a nice card thanking me for the cards that she actually won. So here's a little note in there. She's also a demonstrator, so it's really fun that other demonstrators watch me. I feel kind of honored about that. So really fun card. I'm going to keep that in my craft room, of course. And then one other thing, before we get creating, I'm on another countdown, you guys. So here's my new countdown. So I joined Stampin' Up! On February 24th, 2020, or rejoined, I should say, after a 90-day break. And within that time, I'm almost at $30,000 in sales. Like, I know people that are local to me, like Pam Gelano, who has been with me almost from day one, taking a lot of my card classes and retreats, and she does the monthly card club. Was probably like, oh my gosh, right? Because she knows me very well. Anyway, I'm $319.97 away from a huge milestone. So that's what I need to sell to get to 30,000, and I'm going to try to get to that by September 30th, and that would be super awesome if you can help me out. So I always appreciate all my customers and my team members as well. So, and plus, see, we're during celebration, and it's such a great time to purchase your Stampin' Up! Products now, because you get all those free products, paper, and there's stamp sets and dies from Celebration that are free with a qualifying order. So it's such a great time to get free product and place your orders before Christmas. But all right, we're going to get started. I am going to be using the Meadow Dies. Again, this is a home decor piece that I offered during my July retreat and my November retreat, which is going to be on November 6th and 7th, in person down my way. We've got 3 locations I'm going to be looking at. One is going to be back at the town hall, which we know that works, but with a really small group. And I've got other 2 locations that I'm going to be taking a look at to see if they will work as well. But I'm going to be offering a different home decor piece using Nature's Harvest. And Nature's Harvest is really popular right now. It comes as a bundle, so you can save your 10%. But this is going to be my September card club. So I know there's a few of you already on here that are part of my card club watching tonight. So if you don't have this stamp set, you can still use one in your craft room. Don't get all nervous about it, because we all have floral images that look like this, and I'll be tweaking them a little bit. And whatever dies I send to you, you're going to get, or use, you're going to get anyway with card clubs. So, but these are the dies, and these dies are called Harvest Dies, and again, it's a bundle, so you save 10% by purchasing the bundle. And I believe, I'm not sure exactly what the price is on this. Maybe somebody could check it out. I should have checked it out before. Can put it in the comments section, because if it's over $50 or above, you'll get your free celebration. And if you use that host code of mine, you'll get your multi-purpose liquid glue too. And then one other thing that is new in my craft room are these dies. They are called the Ornate Frames. Now, I know they've been around a while, but they're not in my craft room. So look at these dies. I probably will be using some of these for September Card Club. So I've just got to use them and work them, but I just opened it up tonight. And I have a bunch of stamps from the Nature's Harvest to mount on the cling stamp. But all right. Color palette for tonight, little crazy, but I went with kind of some fall colors and a pop of some purples. So I'm going to be using, for the foliage part, Old Olive, Mossy Meadow, and then I'm going to highlight with Crushed Curry, Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, Calypso Coral, and Gorgeous Grape, okay? The other supplies that I'm going to be using tonight are the new watercolor brushes. They come in 3 different tips, which is really nice. Probably will most likely focus on this one. The stamp set for the sentiment comes from Bamboo Beauty. I like this one because I do craft fairs, and I like to make journals, and some of these sentiments here work really nice with journaling and embellishing on the front of the card. So I always try to find stamp sets that kind of work for my style, and I will be doing one craft fair in November for this year. The sentiment I'm going to be using is the True Friend, and it's mounted on a block D. Now, to do this project, you need to have some paper towels handy, because we're going to be using water, and we're also going to be using ink, and it can get a little messy. So I'm going to try to protect my work surface here with as many paper towels as I can. Now I've already got this cut out. So this is of course an extra kit that I had left over from July retreat. So I'm just going to take it out of the cello bag. This is how the customer received it. Now what I did was this, I cut out every single die cut from the set, and I gave them everything so they could pick and choose what they wanted to use. So I'm probably not going to color every single one of these tonight. This was just a stabilizer because some of the things I did have to ship and I didn't want them to crush. So I used the Fluid 100 watercolor paper from Stampin' Up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these out. Now, oh boy, you guys are not going to be able to see these very well. Hold on just a second. I'm going to bring in some, I don't care about this. I want you guys to be able to see. So that's probably much better. I'm using some black, basic black cardstock. Yeah, that is so much better. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just look at all of the die cuts from the Meadows Dies. And I know some of you guys out there already have these, so that's good. If you haven't worked with them, you should. There's also these little butterflies. There's these little leaves here. So there is a right and wrong way when you die cut these out. So that's kind of something you have to be careful about. For instance, you can really tell on the butterfly here that this side is really smooth and this side is kind of flat and kind of like rough. So make sure that you're coloring on the smooth side rather than the rough side, and you can visually tell one side from the other. So what I'm going to do first, so that I'm not really transferring a lot of ink back and forth and having to clean out my brush too much, I'm going to work with Mossy Meadow and Old Olive first. So I'm just going to get a color palette into that case there. All I did was squish the case, so you kind of go like this, squish it, or you can use your ink refills. Now you can see that it's like a mega mess right there, but we'll probably use quite a bit of the Old Olive. Okay, so the brush that I said I was going to use is kind of this one. These are the new watercolor brushes. You don't want to use a lot of water. Let me just I gotta get another piece of paper towel here. Okay, I just want to have it handy off to the side. So what I'm gonna do is just want to make sure that you guys can see this. I'm gonna slide this over just a little bit so I can have both inks next to me and try to be really careful about not contaminating. But when I'm working here, it doesn't really matter if I contaminate these two. It's more about the ink pads that we don't want to contaminate. So there's, on the barrel here, there's words that say push, so that's kind of something kind of new with the watercolor brushes. So I'm just going to add some of that water into here just to dilute it a little bit. So now we know this is all going to be foliage here because it's just leaves. There's no really anything on it except for foliage. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to tap it like this, get some more ink, and just tap. I am not going to like take hours and hours to do this because you don't need to. Now that was with, actually that was Mossy Meadow. So now I'm going to pick up a little bit of that Old Olive and I'm going to just mix them. And if you use more of the darker ink here, of course you're going to get a darker green. So with this tip here, I'm just kind of, you know, just pouncing on it really is all I'm doing. Now when this dries, it's going to be much lighter. And if I have to heat it with my heat tool, I might have to do that. So that's kind of what it's looking like right now. I'm going to set this one aside over there, and then we're gonna work on the next one. Again, I'm just going to take this ink here and just be really careful. Now that one is much darker, and that's okay because you don't want them all the same colors. Let me do this one next because I'm going to switch over to a different brush, but I want to be able to use this one as much as I can before I move to a different one. Okay, so that's kind of spotty, and we want that spotty. And then here's another one. I guess I am going to do all these because it's really super fun and it doesn't take that long. And you can always watch the replay if you need to go do something. And then here, this one is got just a little bit of foliage I'm just going to do at the bottom here. And I'm just taking my greens back and forth. It doesn't really matter. So now what you want to do is, let me bring these back. You don't want these to get too wet because they could just kind of break on you. So I'm just going to clean my brush by just squishing, pressing right here where it says push, and the water comes out of that. And then it's clean. Now this was used with blue ink, so it did stain, but it's not damaging anything. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to add some colors to the tips of these floral pieces. I am going to go back to this foliage a little bit later, but I want to add some color in there next. So let me just move these over to the side here. I'm going to use Cajun Craze for this piece here. This one right here is going to be Cajun Craze. I knew I wanted a dark, like, stem piece. And again, I can use this one. This is my favorite one, so why not use it? It's pretty thick, and it goes really quickly. Now see how dark that is? It's really, really dark. And I want this whole piece Cajun Craze. Now, another reason why it's dark is because I'm not adding a lot of water to it to dilute the color of the ink. Okay, so that is kind of like a variegation of like different colors. Now, I don't like it that, I'm gonna switch it over here to the white background. I do want this a little bit darker. So I'm just gonna grab some more of that ink and get this super, super dark. Now, if you wanted to, if you didn't want to do all this watercoloring, well, you can die cut these in Cajun Craze cardstock. It's that easy. But I wanted to show you this technique with watercolored paper. And since I already had this all die cut, I thought I would do something other than a card tonight. Call just a different crafting night. Okay, so that is super, super dark. So I'm going to leave that off to the side. That will be drying. Again, we want to squeeze some water into that brush to get that Cajun Craze out of there. So this is why a paper towel or a rag handy is kind of your best friend. All right, so now we're going to add some pop of color to these. Okay, let's close up this Cajun Craze a little bit. We may go back to it. The other colors I'm going to be using is Cherry Cobbler, Calypso Coral, Gorgeous Grape, and Crushed Curry. So I'm going to go with Crushed Curry. Again, that yellow Crushed Curry is a, I'm going to use this one here. It's a more of a fall color. It's got that deep yellow in it. So I'm just going to tap this. I'm going to use some of that is not, we're going to use some of it, we're going to leave some of it not colored in because we're going to highlight that with a different color. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch brushes. Let me just clean this out. This project, I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. It could be a total disaster or it could be like super awesome. We don't know because we don't know how these are gonna come out, or, you know, don't know how they're gonna turn out. I'm going to add yellow. This tip, this actually, I didn't add water to it, so that's why it's not working. Let's just add some water into that barrel. You can see it coming down through. There we go. All right, so let me grab some of that. Should go on a lot better. This one is almost like a pen. So I'm just adding some ink to the center of these, pretending it's a bud. Now on the die, there is a little image of a circle on there. I know you won't be able to see it because it's so small. So I'm just gonna leave that like that, let that dry. Now I'm gonna switch colors to purple, the Gorgeous Grape. Okay, so let's ink this one up. And on this one, I'm going to kind of just go like every other one. This could be a total disaster, you guys. I have no idea. But if it works, it works. If it doesn't, at least I tried. But you kind of get the idea. Sometimes I'm not really great with my colors, but we'll try to figure it out together. This tip here has a lot more control than the one I have been using. So that's another nice thing about the watercolor brushes here. They come in a three to a pack. So let me just show you the other one. And this has got a pen cap too, which is new. This one's just a smaller brush tip here. Now purple, I think I'm gonna use Calypso Coral with the purple. I'm gonna do this kind of like variegated. Now I'm gonna use that small tip, add some water, and let's see, adding this one together. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. We'll see. Okay, and this one right here. I'm gonna have to add some more green to this because the stem needs to be green. So let's do that right now. I'm gonna pull in another green. And let's fill in this here with the green. And over here too. See how much control you have with these little tips? It's just so much easier. I'm sure you could use, well, I don't know if you could use the Stampin' Blends on these. We could try. So this is all foliage here. Again, I'm getting kind of a two-toned green because the first coat of green actually has dried somewhat. It's not 100% dry, but if you just keep layering on your ink colors, you're just gonna keep getting different layers and depth of green. Okay, so that's that one. Now this one here, I want to actually add some purple to this one too. I feel like I needed some pink in this. I'm gonna try some Blushing Bride to see what kind of pink will look, how that will look. I'm gonna use this one. Oh, it's like a, Well, it might work because it's kind of got, Blushing Bride has some grayish tones in it. And since we're working with fall colors, this might be okay. We're gonna definitely add Wink of Stella to these too. So that's gonna do a lot of fun things and make it really shiny and glitzy. And also adding the bumblebee trinkets will make it look really fun too. So we're almost done with this one. Again, see how I'm just keep adding more ink color and it gets so much darker. So depending on how much you want, how dark you want this, you just have to keep going with it. I just read your Denise. I'm not looking at any comments, but I kind of have, I just wanted to look and see if anybody was still with me. And I saw Denise's comment, the unknown results is the true essence of being homemade, always made from the heart. Oh, that is so nice. Oh, where did you find that? I love that. I've got to case that quote. Where did you find that quote? Is that a Denise quote? That was so nice. Okay, so that is a really dark Blushing Bride color. That's a new ink pad too, so it was like super juicy. Okay, so now I want to go back to that bigger brush and I want to finish this one up because it's got a lot of paper spots and stuff that did not get any ink on it, so we need to fill that in. And we're just gonna get all different colors of green here. Okay, so this one needs to dry. It's done. It's done as done. Now let's come back in here, and with this one I want to add some Calypso Coral to this because I think the crushed curry and the Calypso Coral kind of looks good together, but you got to be really careful because the yellow and the orange can turn to brown, and we don't want it to look too brown. And then if you see this, how this brush is, if you kind of go like this, you're going to get some streaks on it too. So let's get some more orange here. And I think I'm going to go back and pull some of that yellow in here and get some yellow on there. And I'm going to pull some more green into here because there's some paper that did not get any ink on it at all. Oops, oh my gosh, wasn't paying attention. I got some Cajun craze in there. Oh boy, let's try to fix that real quick. It's okay because some of these will not be seen because we're going to cover up some of the stems. Okay, that one is done. Put it over to the side. And this one, we're going to just take a quick look at that one. I think I want to take some more of the Gorgeous Grape and fill in here just to make one a little bit darker than the others. And that one too, and add some more ink here. And then let's just fix these here. It's really hard to know what it's going to look like after it dries because it always dries a little bit lighter. Okay, we're going to set that one aside. Now this one here, I haven't used the cherry cobbler yet, so we are going to use cherry cobbler and see how it goes. Now you can see this is a brand new ink pad, so I'm going to squish it together being careful. And there's my color palette. Again, you could use your ink refill. This one I'm going to use the bigger brush. So there's a kind of that really small pointy one and then a much bigger one. So I'm going to see what I can do with this. And I'm going to add the cherry cobbler. You know what? I'm gonna paint right over that yellow because I don't think I like it. So these are going to get just all cherry cobbler. You still might be able to see the yellow coming through. Again, if you want to die cut these with cardstock and call it good, well, you could do that too. It's whatever you want to do. Now I find that coloring is kind of relaxing. I know I find that relaxing, and I know my mother does too, and she has Alzheimer's, and you know, she struggles with choosing colors now, and she gets very frustrated with selecting different, like if she's coloring something and she wants a green, well, if there's 4 greens in her like tray, her markers, well, she gets overwhelmed. She doesn't know which one to choose, and she struggles with that. So, but I know when she does color, it is very relaxing for her. So God bless her for having to deal with that horrible disease. Okay, now I need to add some green here. So I'm just gonna pull some more green in here. So much control with these water brushes, you guys. Okay. Let me just make this a little bit darker. Okay. I'm not going to color, well, maybe I'll color one of these butterflies. This one here, the half butterfly. I'm gonna color him or her, the cherry cobbler. I really like that color. So let's just add some, maybe actually, I could add a little bit of yellow to it as well. So I'm gonna try that. And just add some yellow down to the body there, down at the bottom. Actually, I'm gonna go all the way over and see. Actually, I don't really like that. So we're just going to switch back over to cherry cobbler. Okay, I'm gonna save this for later. Now, let's kind of take a look at what we've got. Now you can kind of see it a lot better on the white. So here's the Cajun Craze, cherry cobbler, the mix of different colors, foliage, a lighter foliage. Here's cherry cobbler. Here's the blushing bride one, does not look very good. I'm not sure if my color choices were great tonight, but you can kind of, this was more like to teach you how to put like a piece together. So I don't know, don't really like them, but we're gonna hit these with, hit them with a heat tool to dry them because these could take forever to dry. And I want to show you how I put it together. So I'm just closing up all my ink pads here because I think I'm actually done with them. Okay, so let's grab my heat tool. Hopefully it will reach. Just put it in a different extension cord here. All right, I'm gonna heat them with the hit them with the heat tool. This is gonna be a little bit noisy, but this is how we're gonna dry them. So hopefully they won't go everywhere. It takes about 15 seconds for the heat tool to heat to the temperature it needs to, but super easy. You might need to flip them over to get it from the back side. The heat tool is so hot that it does dry very quickly. This one's my favorite. I should have probably done them all cherry cobbler. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put these all over here. Now, on the back here, let me just pull in this home decor piece that I did before. There's a piece of designer series paper behind all of the foliage. It's cut 5 by 7, and that's the size of the frame. And it comes from the Plentiful Plants. See, on the back side are all those plants. Remember that designer series paper? So that was, it's called Plentiful Plants. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these flowers out onto the paper here, just to kind of get an idea of what it looks like on the designer series paper. Now again, I'm not going to use all these, most likely, but I'm going to pick and choose which ones I like. I know I'm going to use the foliage, so I'm just going to set that aside. Maybe I'll use all these pieces, I'm not sure. Okay. I think the one I don't like is this one, but we'll see. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I think they all look pretty good. So let's slide this over. Now on this other sample, I did cut out 2 pieces of this, but on this sample, I only have 1 to work with. So we're going to try to figure it out. Now I kind of want this probably in the middle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet, which is, I don't know, was here. There it is. Okay, so we're going to be using the multi-purpose liquid glue here. Again, this is my host reward for the month of September with a qualifying order. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the multi-purpose liquid glue, and you want to hit a lot of the foliage here, and I'm just making little taps, just like this. Make sure you get it on the stem as well. All right, so now I'm going to take this piece and flip it over. And you kind of want it to come up quite a bit of the ways. And it's very helpful to have some of our blocks so you can press it down. Now, this is going to get all gooey, and that's okay. The best way to get this off is actually with the, let me show you. It's the Stays On Cleaner. This stuff works amazing. Okay, so that's that piece. Now you're just going to layer them. What you also have to remember is this piece here is going to go over them, okay? So if you want to have this here, just have it like this, and then just kind of eyeball where you're going to put your pieces. And if they bend a little bit, like this one bent because it dried that way, you can just use your fingers to rebend it the opposite way. So I'm just tapping my liquid glue, and we're just going to put the foliage wherever we want to. Again, I'm going to use my block, and then this one is going to go probably over this way. Again, it doesn't really matter because you don't worry about this down here because you're going to get it covered up with the Hippo and Friends dies. I'm going to put this one over this way, aim it off to the side. Again, I'll use my block. And then this one probably will go over here. Now, the last thing you want to do is put your Wink of Stella on it, because a lot of this is going to get, we're layering upon layers, and you want to save your Wink of Stella. So that is like one of the last things we do. So that's going to go that way. Again, I'm going to use my block. We got 2 pieces. I'm going to use every one. They're going to go this way and then this way. Yeah, okay. This actually might not turn out too bad. All right. So we're going to keep tapping here. And then this one's going to get put up over that foliage. Again, take my block. I love the blocks from Stampin' Up because they have a good grip on them. They're thick and they're amazing. I just got 2 more for my inventory. I'm finding that I need to have them with my in-person classes and my retreats too. All right, so this is kind of almost the last piece. We got to put that butterfly on, and then we got to add the bees. Okay, and this one here, I'm going to aim, let's see. I'm going this way with it. I'm going to drop it down too. Okay, now this piece is super long, so I can just basically take my paper snips and trim it off. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a little bit more of a press because we want to make sure it is stuck down well. I'm going to heat it with my heat tool as well, just because I want this dried, because we're going to put it in the picture frame as well. Now this butterfly, actually, we could put it, we should probably put it flying. I don't know if the picture frame is going to actually cover it. I'm going to just put it off to the side here. Okay, now it's all stuck. Let's hit the heat tool one more time. This will help the glue dry as well. You could come from the back side too, because it's probably a little damp from the back side. I need to de-stick my fingers, because look at my fingers are horribly. So I'm going to use some hand sanitizer because that works really well with liquid glue. Okay, I do need to stamp, so let me just do this one more time. I got the first layer of adhesive off, and I got to get some more off. My hands are all green Mossy Meadow ink. I'm just reading the comments here. Okay, yep, so yes, hand sanitizer works because it's got alcohol in it, 70% usually. Okay. By the way, I'm going to give this away. So if you want to be put in the random drawing, I love to do random drawings. You just need to email me at inspiredbygraham@gmail.com. And I'll give this away probably on Monday, because I'm going to be busy working all weekend, unfortunately. All right, so I'm going to stamp this. Again, this is with a Bamboo Beauty stamp set. And I've got the Hippo and Friends dies. And inking up with Mossy Meadow ink, because that's one of the greens in the ink, or the decor piece. Hopefully that's dry. It's really juicy ink pad. Okay, so now let's flip this over and we're going to adhere that to the Mossy Meadow layering piece. This was on basic white, by the way. Now the watercolor paper is not the same tone as the basic white, but when you cover it up with ink, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so those are layered on good. You're going to want to pop these up with Stampin' Dimensionals because you need to get some height over all those stems. So, and you want to overkill it with the Stampin' Dimensionals because this is going to be in a picture frame for a long time and you don't want these pieces falling out. So I'm going to add 6. And we make sure they're pressed down really well. And then we'll just peel those backings off. Okay, one last one. These dimensionals came from a paper pumpkin kit, or actually my kits that I put together ahead of time, so they're just a little bit different. Okay, so now this piece is going to go over the stems. Now you got to be careful because let me just show you. Let's take this frame out. Now this frame came from my local Walmart store. It's kind of nice. I mean, it's not that expensive, but it does the job. And I like that the color is really nice. So what I want to do is take this glass piece over it just to protect it. And then you're going to want to know, so you want to make sure that this die cut is not too high and you have too much space down here, okay? Because you've got this, this opening here is really not 5 by 7. So what I need to do is I need to drop this down about 1/4 of an inch. So down to almost that. And what I can do again is put this over. And now I know that the spacing is pretty good, okay? So now I can take this sentiment label and put it on really nice. So next thing you want to do is you want to add the bumblebees. So in this kit I gave 3, there were 3 bumblebees that were given to whoever purchased this kit. These are really fun bumblebees. If you haven't gotten the bumblebees yet, I highly suggest them. They make really nice embellishments to your cards and projects. And again, this is a 3D project and they're kind of flat. They're not that bad. Will it increase postage? Probably. But you can simply add them with a glue dot. So I'm going to add each one of these to a glue dot. Give them a really good press. Okay, and then we're going to peel these off, and then you're just going to put them wherever you want to on the flowers. So I'm going to put one on there, and probably put one down here. You know, we have that butterfly over there, so don't forget, you don't want to put one over here. And then I'll probably put one over here on that big yellow flower. And we don't want them in straight lines. When you embellish, don't put them straight across, because see, look what happens, all right? Let me just show you. Straight across is not that appealing, right? And now I know you probably can't see that, so let me just bring it closer. So did you see what I mean about straight across? That looks too like triangle, right? So what I would suggest is maybe I'm going to put this one over here, but I'm going to angle it differently than this one. And before I press them all the way down, I just want to make just look at it real quick and see if I like it like that. So I think I do. I might actually want to, I wish there was a flower right in here, but I think I'm just going to add it to this one. It's stuck to my finger, you guys. All right, let's try it again. Okay, so now these are all on there. Now this is the time to bling it out with your Wink of Stella. So what you have to be careful about is the Wink of Stella is wet, and we used our in classic ink, which does not have alcohol in it, and it's going to bleed onto that tip. So when you switch over to a different aspect of this piece, you got to make sure that there's no color in that tip. So I would just take your paper towel and just clean your brush off that way. So I'm going to highlight with the Wink of Stella these flowers. Now I don't have to switch out because these are kind of the same colors. And now I'm just going to sneak this little brush in here. Okay, now I'm going to clean my brush, and now I'm going to come back in here and let's hit these. I just switched. I'm not cleaning my brush, you guys. I'm just winging it, but you really need to clean your brush. Okay, let's kind of, hopefully, I don't know if you can see this or not. Half of this has got the Wink of Stella and half of it doesn't. So you can kind of see what I hope you can see, or whoever wins this will see that the Wink of Stella really adds so much to your decor piece. Now, Christine, I just saw that you now need to get this one. Hold on, because you're going to want to get this one because you're in card club, and this is going to be card club. Okay, so hold on, because you can make this home decor piece using these dies here, harvest dies. Okay, so hold on, or you can get both. It's up to you. They both are really nice, and you can mix and match them too. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing with my September card club. Only thing I know is we're going to be using those products, and I'll be designing this weekend when I'm not working, which will be tomorrow morning, and then I have to work 1 to at least 9 o'clock at night, and then head home to sleep until about 4 a.m. to be back at that balloon festival to park cars at 5 o'clock because there's a liftoff at 6 a.m. And I work until noon. I think I work until noon, but something tells me I have to work longer because we are lacking volunteers. So I don't know if it's in the same thing is happening to you. Not all of you here are living in Vermont, but there is a lack of workers in this state, and there's a lack of volunteers, and it's hitting every industry. And we have to park cars tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. And about 10,000 people come to this event. And we're parking cars because it helps our Parks and Recreation Scholarship Fund, and it's parking by donation. But oh gosh, it's like on Sunday we only have 4 people working because nobody wanted to volunteer, but it's really sad. So if you have the opportunity to help out an organization in your area, make sure you do, because everyone is just in need of workers and volunteers. Okay, enough about that. I'm almost finished. I could keep going on and on with this Wink of Stella. It's beautiful. Okay, here is kind of our finished product. don't know if you can see this or not. I wish you could. But I'm going to show you how I put it in a frame. With this frame, what I found is that you need a shim. So I had just a piece of cardstock here. I cut it 5 by 7. And what I'm gonna go, what I'll do is you always clean your glass with like Windex or something before you put it in. I'm not gonna do that tonight. I'll come back and do it later because I'm gonna take this apart and make sure it dries. So I put my glass in first, then I flip it over. I actually add this piece in too, just because I do. And then here's the shim, and then here is the backing. And then I'm gonna, before I kind of put it all together, I'm gonna take a look at it, make sure there's no like fuzz or anything in there, which there isn't. So then I'm just going to close it up. Okay, so with this frame, you can actually put it on the wall or you can put it on a stand. So there's the home decor piece. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but I'll show you both of them side by side. I actually like how I like how both of them turned out. You can see this one is more like soft colors, whereas this is more like earthy tones. Okay. All right, so let me just answer some questions. So Susan T had a question. I'm a little confused. Are these flower dies from different sets? These are, Susan, these are from the Meadows dies. Let me just show you. I have a template here. It's item number 155847. And these are all the dies in that set. It's in the annual catalog. Okay. Let me just see if there's any other very pretty things for sharing. Thank you so much for watching. So like I said, I'm going to give this one away to one lucky random drawing. So you just need to email me at inspiredbygraham@gmail.com, and I will pick a random winner on sometime Monday, and then I will hopefully not forget to email you guys who won. I kind of did that last time. It took me a couple days to figure out. I was a little behind in that one. And I'll send you all these miscellaneous die cuts from the leftovers here as well. I'll put them in a little bag for you. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I hope you have a wonderful long weekend if you're not working. But if you're working, take it easy. Enjoy being outside or inside or wherever you are. Oh, that light, that ring light looks horrible. Let me just angle these back up again. It's a reflection. All right, so that's all I have for you. Make sure you are, if you don't have your vaccine, please get your vaccine. I'm going to throw that in there. And if you have to wear a mask, I guess we have to wear a mask. In Vermont, we're actually starting to wear masks again in certain areas, which I really don't like because it's just not a great feeling to go backwards. But anyway, if you're not vaccinated, please get vaccinated. And if you are, thank you so much for getting vaccinated. Be careful out there, be well, and have a really nice long weekend. And thanks for crafting with me tonight. I appreciate you guys always coming by. And if you're interested in crafting with me via Zoom or in person on World Card Making Day, we'll be crafting for 2 hours, October 2nd, and I'll have that information on my blog a little bit later tonight. So I hope you're doing well and have a great long weekend. Take care.